Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the House of Law and it's me again, Attorney Al Jumrani. Congratulations ulit sa mga pumasa sa combined 2020-2021 bar exams. So ano na? Where do you go from here? Let me help. Watch this video for great ideas on how to start a flourishing legal career. Before I talk about your career options and what to do, first here are some important reminders. Take your lawyer's oath. Ideally, you should take it together with the rest of the passers on May 2, 2022. Sa dami ninyo, it would definitely be in a large venue. The last time we had a large number of passers who took the oath was in May 22, 2017, the oath taking for the successful examinees of the 2016 bar exams. It was held at the SM Mall of Asia Arena. At that time, 3,747 successful examinees took their oath. For this May 2, 2022 oath ceremony, 8,241 will take their oath. Kaya ba sa Mall of Asia Arena ulit? Well, it has a reported capacity of 15,000 to 20,000 persons. So mukhang kaya naman. But then, as of the making of this video, wala pa talagang final details on the venue. It could be in another bigger venue or it could be in different venues. So who knows? Let's wait for further announcements. From now until the oath taking, memorize the lawyer's oath. For your reference, here is a copy. Practicein natin. Shabay shabay! I state your name, do solemnly swear that I will maintain allegiance to the Republic of the Philippines. I will support the Constitution and obey the law as well as the legal orders of the duly constituted authorities therein. I will do no falsehood nor consent to the doing of any in court. I will not wittingly or willingly promote or sue any groundless, false, or unlawful suit or give aid nor consent to the same. I will delay no man for money or malice, and I will conduct myself as a lawyer according to the best of my knowledge and discretion, with all good fidelity as well to the courts as to my clients. And I impose upon myself these voluntary obligations without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. I-memorize nyo yan para ramdam ninyo ang bawat salita sa araw ng oath-taking. Although you will be given a printed program with a copy of the lawyer's oath, mas maganda pa din kung memorize ninyo. The feeling will be amazing when you recite the oath together with thousands of other new lawyers. You should be looking at each other when you recite the oath and not reading from the printed program. Speaking of oath-taking, the Office of the Bar Confidant is requiring you to obtain a clearance from the office prior to taking the oath and to signing your roll of attorney. The clearance procedure will be conducted completely online. You will receive emails regarding your clearances. You will need to print the clearance and bring it to the oath-taking ceremony. Question: what if a bar passer fails to take the oath on the scheduled date or is not given a clearance to take the oath? Well, as I understand it, the lawyer's oath cannot just be taken before any person authorized to administer oaths tulad ng notary public or a judge. If you cannot join the May 2, 2022 oath-taking, you have to file a petition to take the lawyer's oath before the Supreme Court, presumably through the Office of the Bar Confidant. If granted, you would then be advised kung kanino at saan kayo magtitake ng oath. Ang madalas na dahilan kung bakit hindi nakakasama sa mass oath-taking ay physical inability, distance, dahil may mga incomplete requirements, o dahil may pending case or cases sa mga courts. However, once these requirements are completed or the pending cases are cleared, pwede na mag-oath-taking. The next step is signing the roll of attorneys. This takes place at the Supreme Court building in Padre Faura, Manila. You will be advised of your schedule when you can sign the roll of attorneys. Usually, a week after the oath-taking, pwede nang pumirma sa roll. Sa mga di nakakaalam, ang roll of attorneys ay libro kung saan nakasulat ang lahat ng mga natanggap sa bar or those admitted to the practice of law. Beside the name of each lawyer is his or her roll of attorneys number. You use this as your identifying number, parang serial number baga. It's unique to you. You will be using the number in your pleadings, under your signature, and all other papers where you are required to sign and identify yourself as a lawyer. Also, your roll number is your ID number in your Integrated Bar of the Philippines or IBP ID card, tulad nito. Speaking of IBP, you are automatically members of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines. And to become a member of good standing, remember to pay your annual membership fees. You can pay your first IBP membership fee at the IBP chapter where you reside or where you intend to work. During my time, when I signed the roll, I paid my first IBP membership fee, dun din sa Supreme Court. Again, immediately after I signed the roll of attorneys. I don't know if you can still do the same this year. At any rate, please contact your IBP chapters for this. So, after you have done all three steps of taking, signing of the roll, and payment of IBP membership fee, you are now officially an attorney. But what are you supposed to do now? Well, you can do a lot of things. The practice of law is as vast as it is diverse. First, recall natin ang ibig sabihin ng practice of law. Ang sabi sa kaso ng Cayetano versus Monsod, the practice of law is defined as any activity in or out of court which requires the application of law, legal procedure, knowledge, training, and experience. To engage in the practice of law is to perform those acts which are characteristic of the profession. Generally, to practice law is to give notice or render any kind of service which device or service requires the use in any degree of legal knowledge or skill. So based on the foregoing, here are the possible career opportunities for you. Una, work in a private law firm or law office as an associate. You will be counseling or advising clients, writing pleadings, appearing in courts, preparing and notarizing legal instruments like contracts, powers of attorney, affidavits, etc. Or you can work in the government as a government lawyer. The government is the biggest employer of lawyers. There are three types of government lawyering. First is litigation. Second is application of laws pertaining to the government office concerned. And third is judicial work. For the first group, the litigating government lawyers, andyan ang mga agencies under the Department of Justice, tulad ng Office of the Solicitor General and Public Attorney's Office. And to some extent, lawyers of administrative agencies and government-owned and controlled corporations and legal officers of local government units who appear in court cases. The second group of government lawyers are those lawyers who do administrative work and apply and interpret the laws applicable to their agencies. Limited ang scope ng practice nila. For example, lawyers of the Constitutional Commissions, NAPOLCOM, BIR, Bureau of Customs, Department of Education, SSS, GSIS, and PCGG. The third group of government lawyers are the lawyers who do judicial work. These are the court attorneys, court clerks, researchers. You can find lawyer jobs in the lower courts, appellate courts, tulad ng Court of Appeals, Court of Tax Appeals, Sandigan Bayan, and of course, the Supreme Court. Isama na natin dito yung mga lawyers doing quasi-judicial work like lawyers at the National Labor Relations Commission or NLRC and constitutional commissions like COMELEC. The lawyers here resolve cases, so madaming research at legal writing. Okay, next. You can work in the private sector as in-house counsel. Almost every business now has a legal officer whose job is making sure that the business is legally compliant with government regulatory and tax requirements. The legal officer can also be assigned to human resources or HR. Also, as in-house counsel, the lawyer will coordinate with external counsels in case of litigation. Next, paapat, you can work in alternative law, where you can work on social and public interest causes with non-governmental organizations, charitable institutions, foundations, etc. The focus here is giving free legal services as a form of social responsibility and charitable work. Well, not that you asked, but for reference only, in my case, I was admitted to the bar in 2004. I began my career as an associate at the Cancayco Balasbas and Associates Law Offices. And after 2 years, I worked as court attorney at the Court of Appeals. I stayed there for 9 years. Then I worked as a lawyer for the Government Service and Insurance System for less than a year. Then I worked as an in-house counsel for a private corporation before returning to Gancayco Balasbas and Associates as a junior partner. Then, having felt that I have come full circle, I left the law firm and began my solo legal practice. And I'm still practicing. Practice makes perfect daw eh. So, many of you might be asking yourself, your friends, your mentors, what kind of practice should I do? If I'm already working, should I stay here and just seek promotion? Or should I leave and explore other opportunities? Here's my advice from personal experience. A lawyer is inherently a freelancer. As a professional, you are your own employer and employee. You are the master of your fate. As such, think of yourself as a commodity, as a raw material, a useful or valuable thing. Your knowledge, your skills, and pleasing personality are needed everywhere and by everyone. This kind of thinking will make you invest in yourself professionally. It will also make you and others value your role in society and in other people's lives. So every professional or employment opportunity that you will consider must be aimed at making you a better lawyer through time. Dapat nag-i-improve kayo hanggang sa when you grow old and decide to stop being a lawyer, you can say, I can rest now. I have worked a great career and lived a fruitful life. So dear new lawyers, whatever your career status now, meaning first time magtrabaho o nagtatrabaho na, do not be afraid to make a career decision that will make you a better lawyer through time. Start your legacy today. Make that big leap. Pero, paano nga yan? You don't want to take risks, right? But then again, life is about taking risks. There will always be risks. Kahit nga sa pagpili ng pagkain, may risk eh. So make an intelligent and wise decision. Here are the things you should consider. Identify your skill set. If you're good in writing and oral advocacy, then join a private law firm or the OSG, PAO, or other government offices with litigation practice. If you're good in writing, but you have stage fright or natatakot ka humarap sa mga tao, then join the courts and quasi-judicial agencies where you will draft and write decisions. If you're good in dealing with people, negotiations, business transactions, and organizational management, then join the private sector as an in-house counsel. If you're good in public interest advocacy, then you can do alternative lawyering by serving the poor and marginalized sectors. Next is identify your long-term personal goals. Is it financial security? I mean, do you want your legal career to be your bread and butter for your family? Then consider the legal job that pays you well and will give you a retirement package. Stay there because there's a minimum number of years to be able to get that financial security. For this, you can join private companies and government offices. Next, is it career success? I mean, gusto mo ba maging justice ng Supreme Court? Then consider mixing at least 2 practices successively or magkasunod. Join a law firm, then work in the courts. Pwede din mauna ka sa court, then join a law firm. Pangatlo, is it self-well-being and personal joy? I mean, do you want to make the most good without having to worry that your good will not be enough? Then do alternative lawyering because their helping is already the reward. But remember, you will always be able to find a job. Someone will always need you and want you. So do not be afraid to make mistakes in your decisions. If your first job does not work for you, meaning you and your job are not a match, then swipe left, move on to the next. Again, focus on your skill set and your long-term goals. Your job must make you apply your skills and make you good at it. And at the same time, the job must help you attain your long-term goals. Because you differ with each other, I cannot give you a specific advice. Talagang it's really up to you. You have to think really hard, evaluate yourself, and imagine where you want to be 5 years or 10 years from now. But if you don't have the luxury of time for that self-evaluation, or maybe, the future is not yet clear, then grab what is right in front of you. You also have to give the world, the universe rather, some time to expose to you your rightful place under the sun. Again, not that you asked for it, but I've done law firm, I've done the courts, the government, and the private sector. But I chose to do what I do now, even if it's not financially rewarding and retirement securing. Because here is where I make the most out of my skills, and here is where my personal joy is. So to you, our new lawyers, just be your best and find your joy. If you agree with what I said, or if you have suggestions for our new lawyers, share nyo naman sa comments. I'm sure they'd be happy to know. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And please click the notification bell to be notified if I upload a new video. See you again next time. Laging tatandaan, isip ay buksan, alamin ng batas. Bye guys!